What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pace Studios here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. We are joined by a very special guest today, actually two very special guests. This is Roger Harvey on my right. What's going on, man? Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Paste, of course. Roger is joined today by Ben Pierce on guitars and vocals. Roger, you've got a new record out, your second full-length record. Relatively new, came out in October.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Two Coyotes. You're going to play 3 songs from that record for us today.
That is so true.
Everything I've said so far is right.
So true.
Yeah, I'm on an accurate cleanse right now.
Great start.
Yeah, good start. So tell me a little bit about the first song you're going to do for us today.
A little bit about the first song. The first song is called White Dress. I could be a new white dress, the one that makes you confident. You could be my old black boots, so I can stand up tall for you. Some days I don't leave the house, 'cause there's so much they don't talk about. But if you feel they've let you down, go and get it for yourself. All my days are diamond mines or prison cells, constantly arriving to find something else. Honestly, just trying to feel less alone. Plant myself a garden and wait out the storm. Could be my black tattoo, the one I got in high school. You could be the higher proof, the kind we like to dance to. These days we don't even talk, too numb to even recognize the shock. Maybe this is what we want, but it's been a while since we tried to turn it off. And all my days are diamond mines or prison cells, constantly arriving to find something else. Honestly, just trying to feel less alone. Plant myself a garden and wait out the storm. My days are diamond mines or prison cells, constantly arriving to find something else. Honestly, just trying to feel less alone. plant myself a garden and wait out the storm.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So, I want to ask you a little bit about this record. You are a Philly guy, yeah? Originally,
I live in Philly.
live in Philly.
Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm from the other side of the state, though.
Yeah, the Western Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Yeah.
Northwestern.
And you are also you're on this label, Chunksaw Records, which is like a Jersey punk label, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Jersey guy, so that's a big, that's a notable label for me.
Hell yeah.
But you recorded this record down in Nashville at Ronnie Millsap's place. And so, I'm wondering, I hear a little of that on the record, I think. A little bit more twang to it, a little bit more sort of Americana or country-ish kind of roots. Is that something you've been sort of pulled to more recently as a songwriter?
I've always loved country music and folk music, but when I was really young, I played in punk rock bands, and I traveled a lot with punk rock bands from like a very early age, and kind of like my first experiences with music where even if I was listening to other things, I was like with punk rockers my whole life. And at my core, I'm always going to be a little bit of a punk rocker.
Yeah.
But I met a lot of people along the path, and so it's always kind of been about a duality of the two.
Yeah.
But my friend Kate, runs the label Chunksaw with the Bouncing Souls folks in New Jersey.
New Brunswick strong.
Hell yeah.
Just gotta say.
Asbury Park now.
Yeah, all right. Whatever.
Proud of the state.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm honored to work with them, even if sometimes people don't really make sense of the connection of all of it. It's punk music is an amazing community to come up in because it teaches you to do things yourself, and there's so much adversity in music. So it's kind of the only way to survive is to kind of like take things into your own hands and do things. And I think punk is a good example of that at its like purest form. Yeah,
totally. Is this the music, these records that you've made, your last one too, 12 Houses, also had, it's got a sort of, it's got folk in it, a lot of kind of American sounding, roots music. Is this the music that, your 16-year-old self saw yourself playing down the line, or were you thinking like, maybe I'm always going to be shredding?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Again. I got into folk music at a pretty I started traveling with bands when I was like 12 or 13, selling T-shirts for some punk bands. That's when I first met the Bouncing Souls and some other folks in punk. And but I got it through kind of listening to more political music. I found out about people like Woody Guthrie, and then that turned me on to people like Bob Dylan. I've got more into folk music because I saw a similarity of the stuff that I was listening to at the time, but a more mature version of that and a lot of folk music. And so I always wanted to make music like that, but shredding was a little bit made more sense at the time.
At the time,
I still like to shred.
Yeah,
I still shred. Sure.
Yeah, well, even you can do some here if you want.
On acoustic, I like to keep it pretty.
Yeah, all right. Less shred.
Less shred.
So you're gonna do a couple more for us from Two Coyotes. Tell me a little bit about this next one.
Next song is called Gold, and it is it's about my iPhone, and it's about everybody's iPhone. It's a pretty straightforward song again. You'll hear what it's about. Whatever happened? Where did it go? How do we get so distant while sitting so close? You call this connected? We're never alone. Craving a constant feed of false validity till we can feel nothing at all. Fuck the foundation, we're in control. What's gonna happen if somehow we don't watch everything we love suffering, remain unaccountable? Is this what you want? Where we peak? Is this your idea of freedom and beauty? This shit is weak. Make me dizzy and fuck with my heart. They said it would help me and showed me the charts. Where someone would tell me what their intentions are, so I could stop investing in a fantasy that I don't even want. Is this what you want? Is this where we
Thank you so much, man. I love the atmosphere in that song. It does have, I don't know, it sounds like a dead cell phone somehow.
Especially with the Dream Machine here.
Yeah. Which is, it sort of looks like a souped up iPhone, actually.
Sure. A little older.
A little older.
A little older looking.
80s iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Actually, it looks like one of those old like Texas Instruments like calculators. You know, those graphing calculators.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It actually has a feature on here where it does that too.
Really? Will it
No.
do like long division or
only
simple
simple
square
math.
roots?
Yeah, only simple math.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So that song seems to have something that is a through line almost on Two Coyotes. This idea kind of connection and how it is seemingly easier than ever, but also apparently harder than ever. Is that something that, I mean, that's sort of what I was taking out of the record. Is that something that you were thinking about as you were making it?
It's definitely a theme. Yeah, it's an interesting time to be alive.
Yeah.
We have access to so much, but it's really sad how like far we've come from each other.
Yeah.
I said to someone the other day, a dear friend of mine, I said, everyone hates each other. It's amazing. And it's so fucking sad to watch. It's like all the way across the board, everyone's like separating themselves, and we see it now amplified more than ever, but it was definitely a theme on the record, and somehow it was like, at the time it was really bad, but somehow in the past couple of years, it's like since I wrote all these songs, it's gotten even worse. Somehow.
Yeah, somehow. It's
Yeah,
a
I wonder
it's
how.
a mystery how that happened. Yeah.
Obviously Donald Trump, obviously, everything that he's amassed and uncovered, but also I think a theme on the record is that all of us are accountable in some way for what has happened, and we need to like dig into ourselves and figure out how we can work together to make a better world, I think.
Yeah, there's sort of a connection, it seems, at least in the context of this album, sort of between cell phones and what they have done, and walls, and like actual physical walls, and travel bans, and the idea of like connecting with people who are just across the way. I don't know. It's an interesting time. That's something that, in this past year, sort of became part of that equation for you. This idea of like an actual wall going up between people. It's like it's not a metaphor anymore. This is actually like a literal thing.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a metaphor, but it's so much more extreme. It's terrifying. Like the border is, all borders, but especially anyone who's spent time in the Southwest, it's really hard to like grapple with. Any human being who is not respected, treated as a human being, and there's a lot of people who live every day in our country who have no rights and have no freedoms and live in fear, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a theme, especially on the next song that we're going to play.
Yeah, well, that leads me into it. This is going to be the third song we hear from Two Coyotes. Tell me a little bit about it.
I think we just talked a lot about it. Yeah. It's it's a sad story about connection, loss of connection, and building walls between people instead of bridges, I guess.
All right.
And it's the title track from the record. It's called Two Coyotes. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, well, thank you. We'll talk again.
I love it. I love talking. You ready? Mm-hmm. Your smile was silver, your skin it was gold. When I first met you, truth is, I didn't know that there were borders and border laws, that something illegal could be something so pure. You said, don't be scared, darling, that's what they want. Try not to feed them, 'cause they have enough. And money's the devil, property too. Compassion is barren, and distance is cruel. I drew you to coyotes, put them in your coat, in hopes you would retrieve them, and always keep them close. Said if you get lonesome, I'll be your guide. When you feel frightened, we'll find some place to hide. But it's hard to feel grateful to be sharing the stars, 'cause I love them through pictures and telephone wires. I drew you to the coyotes, put them in your coat, in hopes you would retrieve them, and always keep them close. I drew you to coyotes, put them in your coat, in hopes you would retrieve them, and always keep them close. I drew you to coyotes.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So everyone, this is Roger Harvey on my right, and he was joined today by Ben Pierce on vocals and guitar. Roger's new album is called Two Coyotes, and you were on tour. I think you got some more dates. You're sort of between dates right now, but you got some stuff coming up in January down south, yeah?
That's true. Just got back from California and doing some more shows in the Southeast in January.
Yeah. Everyone can find those dates on xorogerharvey.com. It's a very sweet
Yeah,
website
well,
name.
There's other people named Roger Harvey, so I had to pick something.
So again, the new album is called Two Coyotes, which came out in October. Also pick up the last record, which is called 12 Houses. Counting is a thing, yeah? Your next record is going to be like
I love
10 of something?
I love
Yeah, eight something?
Or maybe I'll go back down.
Oh,
I
you
guess
go
we'll
like
have
one,
to see.
just a single, whatever it is.
Keeps me in check, you know?
Yeah,
The
totally.
calculator's for.
That's right. That's what the calculator's for. Dude, thank you so much for coming to Pace today and playing in our studio for us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
it
man.
means
Please,
so much that you would have me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Come back and play for us again anytime, all right?
All right, I'll see you next week.
All right, cool.